Hi, Epstein, and yes, I'm back from my one-day vacation. I did take off Thursday and the weekend for Easter. Happy Easter to one and all. But it is Monday. It is April Fool's Day, the 1st of April, 2024, about 8:15 a.m. Central Time. Now, we do have some reports coming out, economic data today. At 8:45, we got the final U.S. manufacturing sector PMI from S&P. We do have new construction spending. That'll be for February. For the ISM manufacturing PMI, that will come out at 9 o'clock this morning. Late in the day, we get Fed Governor Lisa Cook speaking, and we get a host of different Fed speakers tomorrow. Now, over the days that I was gone, there was quite a bit of activity that did take place in the market. For those of you that trade the grains, you had both an ending stocks and you had the new acreage numbers, created quite a bit of activity to the upside. Today, markets are giving back a bit of that. Beans were not a participant in the upside, but it's getting a bounce, and the cotton's coming back rather strongly. In the energy markets, it is still a market, I think we lose sight of the fact that in the June Brent, you're still trading in the high 86 area, and in the May crude, you are sitting here still at the 83 area. These are relatively high numbers. The market that did not perform the way that I thought it was going to was the May gasoline, and we'll talk about that in the evening updates. And you are getting a nice little bounce at this point in time in the natural gas, so we'll see if that's able to hold on or not as to what that market wants to do. As you can see in the stock markets, we on Friday had the PCE indicator come out, and my own interpretation was it didn't move the Fed at all. Other traders' interpretation, and that's why you went up so much early last night, was that no, it is bullish. It keeps the Fed on track for a June cut. I didn't see that. What I saw on the numbers was numbers that came in as expected, a slight decline in the lead number. However, still relatively high, and the Fed's going to look for more numbers. It's going to look to see what did the final March numbers look like. In other words, where are we with this week's jobs report? Now, Friday, you're going to get the U.S. jobs report. You get the jobless claims this week. You get the ADP number on Wednesday, and on Tuesday, I think it's the JOLTS report. So it is a week full of that. And what you have to be careful of, and I said this to my morning subscribers, you come back from a holiday, people wake up on the East Coast, they start their trading, and markets will sometimes get a strong move, and then later in the day, you can give that up. You got to be very careful because it's money coming in, they trade off of what they thought was going to happen, then the reality starts coming into the marketplace. The market that the reality is not giving up on are the metals. You can see the copper market's up 600 points, the gold's up $38 to new highs, and this is because there's a race to the bottom of central banks around the world trying to be who's going to start their cuts first, how do they drop things, and then that'll create more demand for commodity goods. Now, eventually that creates an inflation problem, but at the first phase of it, you're trying to get these economies going again. I don't think the Fed will be the leader on that. I could be very wrong. Maybe the traders are right with the June idea. I just didn't see enough data to convince me, at least, that June is the time that they're going to move unless they get pieces of data that come into them during April and May that showed that the data has really nosed over and it's staying down and it's accelerating down. Barring that, I think they'll do just what Fed Chair on Friday. I don't know if you saw his interview. I think it was at the San Francisco Fed, where no, they're comfortable sitting and looking at this point in time. And that's what I think you have to understand is going on, the looking. I want to remind you that if you haven't tried our free offers, this is a great time to do it. You go to iraepstein.com and you go to free offers on the top left. You can also click up here. This is only part of what we have. My new charting course I have completed. It is on the website. We'll start promoting it probably in this evening's update. It's been 8 years since I did one, and this is probably the last one I'm going to do. So I think you'll find it very fascinating with what I teach, how I show to do it, how I use moving averages, swing lines, slow stochastics, window envelopes together with it, and you put it all together. So I think you'll like what it is. It's got about 45 chapters to it. It's pretty neat. But in any case, you can get that by going to the word education. You get these if you want them by going to iraepstein.com, free offers, and you click up here, and while you're on the website, you can jump around it. I'm Ira. You have a good day. I'll speak to you all at the end of the day as we go through the first wrap-up now that I'm back for the Easter vacation. You take care.